We've had two additional guests that have come in from Senator Betancourt's office. Would you please stand and be recognized? Yes, thank you. What's your name?
Brad Tegler and Mark Salvato.
Thank you very much for being here today. Okay, so now we're ready for an update on Harris County Department of Education High Point Schools by Dr. Dee Maddox Hall, Senior Director.
Good afternoon, Board of Trustees, the Superintendent and Administration. We would like to share a little bit about our High Point Schools and the Schools Division. Don't start my time yet. High Point Schools in the Schools Division is the division that teaches the children ages 5 to 22 in grades K to 12. We've been doing it for 33 years. Move this up just a little bit. I did practice this, let's see. It's going forward. Cool. There we go. In our student learning environment at the High Point Schools, it keeps going backwards. Okay. We teach about 800 students a year that walk through our doors. We educate the students who are suspended from their home districts due to poor choices of persistent misbehavior, drugs, assaults, weapons, and other violent offenses. We give them academics, we teach behavior, social skills, and as well as some vocational skills. Our High Point Schools provide alternative paths for students from 12 school districts and charter schools in Harris County and one district in another county. Our goal for High Point Schools is to become a model of excellence for DAEP, and that's who we serve. We serve as a disciplined alternative education program. Actually, we serve those students at two locations, one on the east side, High Point East, and one on the north side, High Point North. Districts that we serve, High Point North served Klein, Spring Branch, and Spring. For the upcoming year, we will only have Klein and Spring Branch at North. At the East Campus, we have several school districts: Aldine, Barbers Hill, Channelview, Crosby, Deer Park, Galena Park, Goose Creek, Humboldt, Kip, Charter School, LaPorte, and Sheldon. Actually, the High Point Schools teach students who are 11 years old through 18 years old. We may have one or two that may be 19. High Point staff taught about 800 students, as we said, and these students travel through their own educational plan, including both face-to-face instruction from teachers, as well as blended instruction, which uses our technology. Thanks to the board, we were able to invest in Edgenuity this year, and we're going to be able to provide many more courses through technology. As you can see, we do the algebras, we do geometry, English, geography, world history, U.S. history, biology, chemistry, physical and life sciences, and many other credit courses that we need. We do that through a highly qualified staff with quality instruction. Safe environment is our goal for teaching and learning, behavior strategies, as well as we said, our highly qualified staff. Looking at the enrollment for High Point Schools as types of offenses, as you can see, persistent misbehaviors, we have approximately 139 at the east and north, about 279. And not off that, but additionally for drugs, we had about 174 students come in for drugs as opposed to 226. Gang and fighting, 18 to 25. Weapons, we had 2 high school students, 9 students at High Point North. assault, whether it be an employee of the district or another student, they're about 46 to 58. Our highlights for High Point Schools, as you can see, we have improved technology, and we thank the board once again for that. Our Teach Resource System is our curriculum support. Our Power School is our student data management system. We implement Eduphoria, which is part of our PDOS for teachers' evaluations. We have Success Ed, our software that's used for IEPs for special education. We implement Love and Logic as our discipline management system. We conduct job-embedded staff development and professional learning for our teachers. And all of our staff, even our secretaries, everyone in schools division has been trained on crisis prevention and restraint. We continue with gang awareness training. The new law that came out recently about mental health, we've conducted that. We're reducing the number of students who return to us. We might get more students in other areas, but reducing those that actually return. Our goal for this coming year, we want to serve and get the opportunity to serve our students through a model for DAEP, being a model for DAEP for the county and beyond. Accountability, as you can see, we met or exceeded all of our objectives for accountability. There were 5, and our High Point schools, divided from the AB schools, met their objectives. This is a fee structure that we have for fees and contracts. I applaud the High Point campuses. We reduced some seats, but yet they still were able to bring in and to serve the students of Harris County and beyond. Yes, we have some challenges. We still, with the use of Edgenuity, we'll be able to provide a broad range of courses, and thank you for that. Our client district responds to shrinking budgets, as you can see. Keep in mind that High Point schools service some districts only DAEP, such as Channelview and Sheldon, whereas some of the other school districts use us mainly for an advanced offenses or for advanced offenses. And there are school districts that are beginning to move toward getting their own DAEP, so we're getting ready to prepare for that. And going down to the next one, staff absences and the need for more qualified substitutes remain a challenge for us. Mainly, that's our trends. For this coming year, we're reduced to 206, but we're looking forward to marketing what we do and becoming a model, so we'll get more seats from other school districts. We do that with the help of High Point East Principal, Miriam Keith Cooksey. We do that with the assistance of our High Point North Principal, Mr. David O'Quinn. And our Curriculum Services Director is not here today, she's out training, but with the help of all of those folks that are listed up there. Again, we're so proud of our accountability, we put it in there twice. Again, we thank the Board of Trustees for investing tax dollars to support alternative pathways for student success. Remember, the first day of school is Monday, the 24th. Come out and visit us, or come by your schools, it's your schools. And we thank you for all you do to support schools division and serving kids of Harris County.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hall. Are there any comments regarding this report? I'd like to thank Mr. Cooksey and Mr. O'Quinn for being here. Okay, so are there any other reports from board members regarding attendance or participation in any board-related activities or events?
Last night I got to see Governor Abbott, and I spoke to him about the importance of Senate Bill 1216 that Senator Betancourt got passed in the Senate. So the department is on his radar screen.
Any other reports? Okay, so now we are ready for Mr. Mescla to present his monthly financial reports.
Good afternoon. The first, the highlights of our interim financial report as of July 31st, and also a budget amendment report. All our reports are on our website. As of July 31st, our balance sheet is $34,336,075, liabilities of $1,441,058, and equity $34,336,075. Our fund balance as of July 31st, $22,567,809, with the different categories from non-spendable, restricted, committed, assigned, and unassigned. Our financial ratios as of July, the unassigned fund balance to general fund expenditures is at 34%. Last year at this time it was at 32%. We're projecting that to be at 26% for the end of the year. Working capital ratio, we're at 33 million. Last year we're at 30 million at this time, and we're projecting to have the end of the year at 18 million. The unassigned fund balance ratio, we're at 40% for 15, 41% for last year, and projected to be 52% at the end of the year. Debt to income ratio, we're at 17%, 6% last year, and projected at 7% at the end of the year. We just made the last payment this August the 15th, so that number will change once we pay the August and report the information in the August financial statements. The revenue to total revenue ratio, we're at 26%. Last year at this time we were at 27%. We budgeted at 22%, so we're a little ahead of that. Indirect cost tax ratio, we're at 3% versus last year at the same time, and we're budgeted at 5% to have a percentage of indirect cost to tax ratio. Keep in mind that there's some grants that we will not receive in the new year. That's our budget activity by month, all the budget amendments that we present previously, and the last total fund balance is $22,567,809. Our revenues budget to actual is $50,734,000 versus $44,764,000, or 88%. 91% of the year has lapsed, and so year to date, overall, we're at 76%. And we've added that footnote requested last month, which basically accounts for the differential in the $45 million due to the change in fiscal years for the federal funds that have a different fiscal year than our fiscal year. So we've added that footnote, which is the same footnote that is on our financial statement, so we've included that here. Same thing with the expenditures as well. We're at 74% and 91% of the year lapse, and overall we're at 78% year to date for all funds. Notice the special revenue, they're always lapse behind about a month because we have to spend the money first and then get reimbursed the following month. Our donation report for the year, we're at $64,442 versus last year of $98,689. And this month we received donations for the Head Start program for various organizations. Our monthly tracking of our values, we're at $350,059,092,936. And so you see the progression by month of the different values. Tax collections year to date, we're at $20,972,441, 97% of the budget collected, and the tax threshold district fees of $164,312, and the tax office fees of $412,626. Then that's for the year to date for July 31st. Again, here we are the comparison of the values as of July, the most current value from the fiscal year 2014 tax year. Our disbursements year-to-date are $3,419,629, 509 checks, 367 transactions, and 6 transfers, and all the details included in the packet. Segment division by division, we have alternative certification, 58,950, some grants and some additional revenue coming in during the summer years, from the summer months. Choice partners, 1,000,002. Records management, 73,000. Therapy services, 54,000, and so there's still some revenues coming in during the July and August month as well. Budget amendments, we made a change on the presentation of the budget amendments, and you will see that in the next couple of slides. Basically, we added 3 columns. One where it looks at changes to revenues, changes to appropriations, and then changes to the impact of fund balance. The first one is ABCEs. We received additional revenue, so we're increasing the revenues and increasing the appropriation by the same amount, $70,000. The next is an increase in the department-wide transfer out to the agency fund, and that we're increasing the transfer out and also impacting and reducing the fund balance in the general fund, and that goes to the agency fund so that we're able to effect that particular transfer. Department-wide, this is from one account to another, which doesn't affect any changes to our fund balance. Basically, from one line item to another, $251,000 to distribute legal fees to different departments. Special revenue funds, $449,000. There's an agenda item later on in the agenda that extends the contract with HCAD. And so we need to increase the revenues and the expenditures by $449,000 due to the extension of that grant. And so that is recommended and is also part of the agenda. Debt service fund, and this is a question that later on was discussed. Early in the year we had a refunding, and that is a financing use, not an expenditure, or not a revenue either. It's a financing source. So we're amending the budget to basically look at the sources and the uses to account for that into the books, and so that's the refunding effect that we're implementing into the accounting rules. Public Facilities Corporation, if you recall, we also utilize some of the reserve to do the refunding, so $262,000 from the appropriations in the PFC fund balance. 30,000 in the refunding issue, and 769,000 from PFC's corporation as well. Total of $1,021,000 that we had on reserve that we utilized to do the refunding. And that's the first part of the report on our financial statements. And the next one is the investment report. Any questions that you may have?
Jesus, can you go back to the slide that talks about the $109 million and tell us again how we get to that number for the budget?
Yes. At the bottom, there's a footnote that talks about the $45,412,000.
I think it was the next slide. Oh, it is?
Here.
Well, that's 104.
That one, 109?
Yeah.
This one? It's basically the same thing. The special revenue fund is $45 million, whether it's revenue or expenditure. And our fund balance, our grants have a different fiscal year, so some start in June and some start in September. And so there's an overlap, and so you have more than 1 year overlap there.
Do you remember what that number was 1 year ago?
About 103 million, 104 million.
Okay.
It's very similar to what was at this point in time, July 31st, 2014.
And also, we had a slide about what $250,000 in legal fees. Can you go back to that? And what is that relating to?
Those are basically we budget the line item in legal fees, and then depending on the division of who incurs the legal fee, we transfer to the different divisions. So it's an allocation.
Where does that legal fee come from? That particular,
Basically a line item on department-wide.
all right,
And so we set it aside on one amount, and then once we get the bill, we allocate it to the different divisions.